Everyone knows San Andreas has way more side jobs and activities than GTA 5, but eventually even those get a little boring. So let's completely overhaul the vanilla gameplay and add a ton of new activities, side hustles, and RPG elements to make the game feel brand new. The police vigilante missions are pretty fun, but let's be real, they're not even close to real cop roleplay. You basically just chase and kill criminals in vehicles or on foot before a timer runs out, and that's pretty much it. Plus, you can actually get chased by the police while doing these missions, which makes absolutely no sense and just overcomplicates everything. It's not bad, but it's not really that polished either, and the perfect solution for that is the police mod. We go on duty by pressing the F7 key, and the first thing we gotta do is select our skin. We can pick anything from CJ in a cop outfit to regular patrol officers to story characters like Tenpenny or Pulaski. Then we just select our patrol vehicle and we're pretty much ready to start our shift. From now on, our character is a fully fledged cop, not just a fake one gunning everyone down. The semicolon key opens the general menu where we can toggle callouts, but we don't even have to wait around. We can simply request a call right away. We instantly get an emergency report about a crime in progress that we can either accept or ignore. The types of crimes vary a lot, like literally every single time I requested one, I got a completely different call, and the situation escalated differently. One time I had a guy with a gun try to escape, so I had to shoot him until he surrendered, slapped the cuffs on him, and drove him straight to the station. Another time, I got a stolen car report that turned out to be completely false. Or I'd get an armed suspect who instantly started blasting, so I had to neutralize him.
What's up, player?
In those situations, we actually have to call the coroner to come bag the body and clear the scene. I also got a report of a vehicle carrying stolen weapons, so I had to shoot up the car to force the driver to surrender and get out, so I could arrest him. In that case, we can request a transport vehicle to take them to the station, so we don't have to drive them ourselves every single time. And to get rid of their vehicle blocking the road, we just call a tow truck to haul it away. Of course, it's not all about driving to locations and making simple arrests, because I also got into multiple high-speed chases, like here during an Aztecas drive-by. They didn't exactly want to cooperate, and chasing them by myself wasn't easy, but in situations like that, we can request backup. That includes other police cars joining the pursuit, as well as air support, motorcycle units, and literally whatever is needed for that specific situation. Once we catch the criminals and we're sure the scene is secure, we can dismiss all the backup units so they go back to doing their own thing. We can also completely disable the callouts and just patrol the streets ourselves. By pressing Shift and R, we can pull over any vehicle for a traffic stop, check the driver's ID, and if everything's alright, just let them go. But if we catch a driver breaking the law, we can pull them over and issue a ticket. The same thing goes for pedestrians. We can approach anyone on the sidewalk, ask for ID, run their name through the system, search them for illegal items, and either let them go or make an arrest. There's also a fully functional speed trap feature. We just park our cruiser on the side of the highway, press X to pull out the radar gun, and aim it at passing cars. It's a pretty cool feature and looks good with that custom UI showing real-time speed tracking right on our screen. That's obviously not everything this mod does because it's absolutely packed with features, so it's definitely a must-have if you want to get into the role of a cop in a much better way than what the vanilla vigilante missions offer. But if you're not really into playing as a cop and want to keep doing illegal stuff, there's the 24/7 Stores Robbery mod. It basically brings back the well-known feature from GTA 5 and Vice City where you gotta aim your weapon at the cashier and he gives you money. There are two ways the robbery can go. Scenario 1 is that the cashier cooperates and hands over a bag filled with cash, but there's also a chance he'll pull out a shotgun and attack us. If we end up having to kill the cashier, we gotta grab the money out of the register ourselves. And no matter if we kill the cashier or not, the robbery triggers an instant 4-star wanted level. So by the time you get out of the store, you're getting surrounded by police pretty fast, and all you gotta do is escape. But if you don't actually want to rob the store and just want to buy some stuff instead, there's the mod called Inventory System. It adds a fully modular inventory system to the game which we can check on the tab button. Right now it's empty, but we can quickly fill it up with items by walking into any 24/7 store, pub, or restaurant. Inside the stores, there are various types of food and drinks you can grab and they instantly get added to your inventory. All that stuff is procedurally generated too, so you won't always find the exact same products on the shelves. Pubs and restaurants now have new red markers, and stepping inside lets us buy some beer, plus a coffee if we're at a restaurant. Once your inventory is filled up with products, you can eat and drink at any time, and it actually syncs perfectly with the game's stats. So for example, your fat bar will actually increase after eating a slice of pizza. There's also a drunkenness system that gets triggered by drinking beer, and it's progressive, so the more beers you drink, the more drunk you get. And lastly, drinking coffee triggers a stamina boost system which shows up on the right side of the screen. It allows CJ to run without getting tired, and even activates faster weapon reloading. Overall, it's a really well thought out mod that makes way better use use of the existing stat systems and interiors without completely altering the vanilla gameplay. And speaking of stats and tracking your progress, when testing all these mods, I easily drop hundreds of hours into San Andreas. But keeping track of that playtime across different platforms used to be an absolute nightmare, which is exactly why I teamed up with PlayTracker. Instead of your progress being scattered across lots of different launchers, PlayTracker combines your entire game library, achievements, and playtime into one single profile. They fully support a massive list of platforms, including Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Epic Games, and even retro achievements. So no matter what devices or launchers you use, you are completely covered. Everything syncs up automatically, so you can easily see what your friends are playing, compare achievements, and compete on the leaderboards no matter what platform they're on. Plus, they have quests, meaning you earn real rewards, including a free game every single season just by unlocking achievements and playing normally. And there's also the Insights tab, packed with player counts and trends, which is exactly the kind of data we look at when comparing titles. And additionally, I've got my official Interguild on there. By joining, you earn points simply by playing GTA, Red Dead, and a few other games I picked. Top players unlock exclusive rewards, including those custom profile covers I made using my modded RDR2 setup. So, if you want all your gaming progress in one place and actual rewards for playing the games you already enjoy, hit the PlayTracker link in the description and the pinned comment. And getting back to mods, let me quickly show you the enterable hidden interiors repatched. It's actually a requirement for the previous mod, so it's worth showing what it actually does, and it's pretty simple yet very impressive. It adds over 200 markers all around the map, letting us enter buildings that weren't accessible before. That includes a ton of cutscene interiors like Ryder's house, Sweet's crib, Denise's house, a lot of diners, and even skyscraper interiors where we can actually use the elevator to go to any floor we want, and the list just goes on and on. What's great is that the interior access is actually based on the story progress, so we won't be able to enter every single building right from the start. It doesn't add any new activities, and the interiors are pretty much empty, but I decided to add it to the list anyway, because I think exploring hidden interiors is a great way to experience the map in a completely new way. One of the coolest mods I've recently come across is the phone mod. It makes the cell phone finally usable, so after pressing the P button 3 times, CJ pulls the phone out of his pocket and we can call up various contacts. That includes roadside assistance, where a mechanic actually comes out to fix our vehicle, or homies who will roll up in a Greenwood to hang out with us, and we can quickly add them to our gang. And of course, there's a taxi service that will take us to any destination we want, or just cruise around the city if we don't really have a specific place in mind. It's brilliant because it can get us out of pretty much any situation, so whether CJ needs transport, needs some backup, or is just hungry, we can just call a specific contact and the problem is completely solved.
Enjoy your meal, sir.
But getting back to the illegal stuff, there's the weapon smuggling mod straight from GTA 5. It adds a new weapon blip on the minimap located at the Verdant Meadows airfield. Once we get there, we gotta buy the property for 150 grand, and it spawns 2 vehicles, a Bandito buggy and a red Rustler plane. The Bandito allows us to do smuggling on the ground, and the Rustler obviously lets us take the smuggling to the air. Both types of arms trafficking have 3 different ways things can escalate. So for example, if we choose the buggy, we might get a task to race enemies to the cargo, and if they beat us to it, we gotta kill them and steal it back. Or we might just get ordered to go to a drop point, but the second we grab the cargo, enemies spawn trying to steal it, so we either have to wipe them out or outrun them. A very important detail here is to avoid public roads because we can grab the cops' attention super fast. That triggers an instant 2-star wanted level, so now we're not just running from enemies, but we're escaping the police too. In the case of air trafficking, we might get ordered to drop weapons off to clients, which means we gotta fly low to avoid the radar and carefully drop the cargo exactly where it's needed. But there's also a completely different scenario where we have to eliminate our enemies by dropping a bomb right on the location where they're waiting for the drop. The author really put a lot of effort into making this mod diverse. All the locations for both ground and air trafficking are generated randomly, and the specific job we get after entering the vehicle is also random, so we never actually know what task we're gonna get next. Next up is the drug dealing mod, which basically works in 2 ways by adding the ability to both buy and sell drugs. And obviously, to be able to sell anything, we gotta buy the product first, and we can do that by approaching the nearest drug dealer on the street and pressing Y. We can buy 4 different types of stuff to fill up our inventory, and once that's done, we just gotta go to any spot, press tab, and wait for a client to approach us to offer a deal. The higher our respect stat is, the more we'll get paid for the stuff, and since the selling prices are way higher than what we originally paid for it, it's a really nice and quick way to make some easy money. Then there's the security van heist. The most recent version of this one is actually part of Busy Pedestrians, which is a much bigger mod that makes the NPCs way more realistic and something I actually showed off in one of my previous videos. It's not the type of mod where we go to a specific spot, step into a marker, and start an activity. It's actually more of a random scenario that just happens dynamically during regular gameplay. The whole system is pretty similar to GTA 5's Group of 6 armored vans, so we can basically just come across one of these driving around in traffic and pull off a quick little robbery to earn some extra cash. We can also find these vans parked near one of the buildings in San Fierro, so we can easily just steal one, drive it off to some quiet location, and grab all the money right out of the back. Another mod on my list is the Rival Gangs raid. It adds a new mechanic where rival gangs will just randomly raid the player from time to time. Typically, it's a full-on drive-by with 4 rival gang members suddenly attacking us. These aren't related to the regular gang wars, and the raids themselves are pretty simple. We actually get notified about them a bit early so we can prepare for the attack, but I still feel it's a great addition that makes the gameplay way less predictable. And to make it even better, we can completely disable those warning texts in the mod settings file to make it a true surprise attack. One important thing to note though is that you can't have the entire map occupied by the Grove Street families, so at least one zone has to belong to another gang or the raids simply won't trigger. And since we've already made a ton of new interiors enterable, the perfect way to bring it all together is the Buy Properties mod. It adds 23 brand new properties around the map that you can actually buy, including 3 new safe houses complete with safe pickups. The rest of them are various businesses that will generate passive income for us, so it's a perfect way to finally make some use of all that illegal money we've been making from the robberies and drug deals. Now let's jump straight into the Random Events project. Just as the name suggests, it adds various random events similar to the ones you'd see in RDR2 and GTA 5. They don't get indicated on the map right from the start, but a question mark will actually pop up on the radar whenever we get close to an event's location. Most of these situations are all about helping someone in trouble, like a civilian getting robbed where we gotta chase down the thief to get their money back. But the coolest part is that a lot of these events also feature small cutscenes, real voice acting, and various rewards that we can earn for completing them.
What's up, player?
Oh, thank God. I don't even want to think about what they'd have done to me.
Then there's the Palomino bank heist. This one basically brings back that classic bank robbery we do with Catalina during the main story missions. So now if we're ever running low on cash in the endgame, we can actually trigger this heist whenever we want to make some quick and easy money. And in a very similar way, there's the betting shop robbery. This mod brings the classic inside track robbery mission that we normally do with Catalina straight into regular gameplay. But of course, it's just CJ pulling off the heist all by himself this time around. Now, this might seem a bit silly, but I just gotta show you these 3. Birds, rattlesnakes, and rats. As you probably guessed, all 3 of these mods add fully animated animals into the game that actually react to the player. So from now on, we'll come across birds trying to find seeds on the sidewalk. We can simply shoot them while they're there, or if we get too close, they'll naturally fly away. Rattlesnakes, on the other hand, can be found basking in the sun out in the desert areas, and walking up to them might actually end up getting us bitten. And lastly, there are the rats, which are most likely to spawn away from crowds and usually hang around the trash bins. These mods aren't exactly adding a massive new activity to the game, unless of course you treat shooting these animals as some kind of weird aim training, but they add just enough random chaos to fit this list perfectly. And just like that, with only 18 mods, we've made San Andreas way more fun and interesting. From a completely new police roleplay system and a brand new inventory system to multiple heists and side hustle activities, there is tons of new stuff you can do to make some extra cash or just simply make the gameplay feel fresh again. Just like in my previous videos, the graphics mod I used here is Immersive San Andreas. It actually just got a huge new update featuring another set of clouds, improved reflections, beautiful northern lights, and a lot more. There were obviously lots of other big and small mods used in the background to improve textures, vegetation, and sound, but I've already showcased all of those in my previous videos, so definitely check those out if you want to completely overhaul your game. And before you go, don't forget to check out PlayTracker using the link in the description and the pinned comment to connect your accounts, track your stats across all platforms, and join my guild to start earning free rewards.